Hi guys, Leanne Holitza here at the Healing Studio. I'm switching it up a bit. I'm actually in my office manager's office because I gave them my desk and I am getting a new desk, which has not arrived yet. So here we are together in the front of the Healing Studio. So sounds a little different. There's a little bunch different stuff going on here. All right, we're going to use Merlin. Okay. This is the Amanda Ellis spray for basically it says Ascended Master Spray, but think about kind of magical mix-ups with, with being able to take something that maybe isn't possible and bring it into the possible. And then I'm using some green apatite too, which is good for goals, which we're all really kind of feeling the energy in the air right now, which is get to your goals. Okay, so let's see. A couple announcements about the Healing Studio. We're coming to the end of the year. So that means we have, so we have the intention settings and affirmations for 2024 coming at the end of December. We have one last guides group. We have one last drum circle. We have Reiki coming up. We also have my guides group, and I know there's other things, new moons, of course. Yeah. So anyway, you might want to check out our website. For those of you, here's our website, just if you'd like to see. For those of you who are new to this, if you would like a card, just have to type me please in your comments. Now, I will say that the trick is always to get onto YouTube. YouTube always lets you go earlier than Facebook does. Facebook makes you wait. So if you really want to get ahead of the game, I'm seeing feeds from both YouTube and Facebook, and YouTube shows up first for the most part. So you can go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. And if you hit the bell button, it'll even tell you when I go live. So I'm going to tell you who's at the bottom of the list at the moment, just so you know to be patient because I'm coming, but I'm going to take me a minute. So hi, Jess. Hi, Maria. Hi, Andrea. You guys are closer to the bottom of the list, but I'm coming. All right. But first, we're going to do our overall check-in for all of us. Okay. So just for the week of what is going on collectively. Okay. All right. So first, we've got abundance sideways. Okay. So this is kind of how I'm feeling too. Like there's some stuff shaking out. There's some things going in the right direction. Not everything's in the right order yet. This card is reminding you to kind of be intentional about what you feel like abundance is. This isn't about money. This is about everything in the right proportions to make you feel like you have an abundant life. That's how we're starting off, a little sideways. And it also requires to be grateful and for what you already have. Okay. Helper card. Notice where your loyalties lie this week. The devotion card upside down is warning us to just make sure that we're in relationships that are expansive in nature, meaning that you get your needs met, they get their needs met, and everybody is something better and bigger with each other in their lives than without. Okay. So if that isn't going on, this card is calling you to notice and act in a loving way to set loving boundaries with all involved. Okay. All right, now into the week, space upside down, okay? Maybe feeling a little crowded and overwhelmed with things going on. I mean, it is October, which if we get a chance, we'll do our October reading too. But this is a time to, notice that there is some requirements coming because it's the end of the year and there's just like changes that happen in that with that whole thing. Just being aware of what that all looks like for you, okay? All right. So I'm going to say hi to Danya. You are at the bottom of the list, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to get to you. Lisa, Kelly, you guys are also closer to the bottom. But here's your first cards, you guys. So 1, 2, 3. This is if you watch later too. Okay. So if you're watching not live, this is your first opportunity. Now, I will tell you guys, a lot of times the guides repeat themselves and then we start to see cards 2 or 3 times, and that means that they're for all of us. Okay. So just because you get your card, don't bail because you might actually stay for the lesson other people are getting because they're yours too. Using Alice in Wonderland today. So that means we're working on what part of our journey are we on. Okay. So tune in, everybody. What first card? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so tune in. Which card is yours to start off? This is your first card of the week. Okay. All right. If you picked 1, you can't go back to yesterday. Be in the present. So this is the end of the deck. There's 45 cards in this deck. This is 44. This is basically the end of the story, coming back to yourself, kind of noticing what has been chaotic, but also just kind of remember that you are a changed person because of everything you've experienced. So this is kind of allowing yourself to be as present as possible. Let the stories of the past go. This week, if you're picked 2, you've got It's Always Tea Time, Eternity, Endless Moments, and Repetition. Okay, so this week might feel like more of the same, more of the same, more of the same. And this card is reminding you that, we're all mad here, right? So not to get too discouraged by that, especially given the first part of the reading, which is that we're kind of needing to clean up relationships. Maybe there's relationships that you're just automatically stuck in that you maybe are ready to shift. If you picked 3, you're focusing on curiouser and curiouser. Okay, so this is close to the beginning of the story: discovery, equanimity, wellness, and curiosity. This card will tell you, if you picked 3, that you really let go. Just ask lots of questions. Don't make assumptions, that kind of thing. Okay. All right, let's get started. Top of the list, Taryn and Eli. You made it to the top of the list, and I think I saw that you made it onto my calendar too. All right. Okay, here we go, Taryn. Let's see here. All right. Manage to be glad. Okay, so again, towards the end, this is create your own happiness regardless of the conditions. Okay, so this is kind of like, yeah, crap happens and we get past it. We move through it. We let ourselves be still in touch with our goals, which is why green appetite is so good for us right now, because it is allowing us to be in a space where we can feel into our goals regardless of how off track we've been in the past. Okay, so this week, just manage to be glad for what's happened. It's taught you a lot. Eli, you are going to focus on setting your course. Okay, so know where you want to go, have a plan, the right direction. Okay, so this card is actually asking you to set some intentions. In particular, when you think about your life and you're setting that course, you want to be putting yourself in the position of actually asking for where you want to go. In this part of the story, this is when she comes to the cat and says, which way do I go? And he says, well, where do you want to go? And she says, I don't quite know. And he says, well, then I guess it doesn't matter which way you go. So this can be a kind of warning that you might be aimlessly walking through life and might be time to set some goals. Gina, we're going to focus on, by the way, if you guys are, nope, I always point the wrong direction. This is where your name is showing up on the screen. So if there's more than one Gina or that kind of thing, I'm just saying your first names. Okay, Gina, we are all mad here. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Everyone is a little different. Okay, so try to not get sucked into the chaos or the insanity this week. Try to stay in your own lane about your mind and how you see things and how the world is. It doesn't all make sense. It doesn't. And that's okay. So this week, try and just surrender to the madness. Sounds great, right? Cece, never jam today. Promises that never come to be, empty words, and not living or acting in the now. Okay, so this is saying you're kind of like in the ifs and whens. Okay, so when that happens, then I can be happy. If that happens, then I can be happy. So this is just warning you, like that could go on forever and ever, and you may not actually be able to get out of that loop. So this week you're being asked to focus on where you're doing that to yourself and see if that's what you want to keep doing, especially with that devotion card that we've got with the right relationships. Are you being loyal in the wrong places that are just going to continue to loop? Rob, your card is wake up. Wake up, it's your moment. Okay, this is when it's like, whoa, okay, my life, this is it. I'm here. This week is a really good week for you to really eyes wide open, mouth shut, pay attention, see what's in front of you. Give yourself some time and space to love yourself a little bit more in this lifetime, okay? So what does that really mean? It means that you're being asked to really pay attention, okay? Signs are coming from everywhere. Okay, Kimberly and Jamie. Kimberly, I want to be a queen. Of course you do. Don't we all? Stating your sovereignty, declaring freedom, and passing the test. This is the part, this is the week where you get to arrive and be like, you know what? I am the queen. I am living in the best parts of my life when I let myself, and I am moving into really owning that I'm free from the things that hold me back. Okay, so just be aware that that's being offered to you, a little extra freedom. Jamie, you've got forget who you are. Okay, conditioning falls away. Memory no longer defines you. Okay, so old stories are falling away for you. New stories are being made, but you can't necessarily be defined. You can't be the old self now, because now you are being asked to be in your present self, which is different, right? All right. I'm going to say hello to the bottom of the list again, just so you guys know I'm coming and I see you. Denise, hi. Ashley, hi. Okay, here we go. Next, we're going to go to Diane. Diane, oh, you're falling this week. Okay. So this is when she falls in the tunnel. So there's unknown descent and momentum and change. She just falls and falls and falls and falls and has no idea where she's going or why. And she just, at the end of this whole thing, has to surrender to the fact that wherever it is, it's going to be totally different. So that's kind of what you're being asked to just don't give yourself rope burn by resisting it. Just let yourself be in the unknown this week. Okay. Sam, you're in the changed in the night. You have changed quickly. Time to integrate that change. Time to give yourself a moment to calibrate. Are the relationships that I'm in, do they match the present self? And are they still serving all of us? Maybe not. Maybe it might be time to make some adjustments there. You have changed. Let it integrate. Okay? Miranda, you are painting the roses red, covering up errors. Okay, this is the point where, there's some errors you just can't repair, like you planted white roses. Painting them isn't really going to change that. So this is coming to some acceptance about some things that maybe have failed. Again, we're in a relationship week. So we're also in that time of Libra, which really likes balance. So, just kind of checking in and seeing where you are maybe hanging on. I'm getting from your guides, it's like when you put money into a car and you keep putting more money into a car and you're like, well, I put so much money in this car. I got to keep this car now. Well, sometimes it's time to let it go, even though you've invested a lot. It's kind of the message for you this week. Hello, Tiff. I think you made it on the list too. Okay, here we go, Tiff. She's bright like a candle. You will make it through this. Okay, so this card is a reassurance card. Okay, and this is kind of when she's like, what if I blow out? Like, what if I just disappear completely? And it's like, well, you can't because you're infinite being for one thing, but what ifs? I mean, it's really good time to just shine while you got time to shine. Okay. Nicole and Seth. Nicole, you've got investigate, look closely, ask questions, think before acting. So this reminds me of the Light Council Live, where we were all being told, like, don't micromanage the universe, right? So it's a really good space to just kind of not make any declarations or assumptions, but instead just let yourself be in investigation mode this week. Seth, you are falling too. So you and Diane can fall today, this week. Let the unknown, the descent, the momentum of change take over. It's good. Change is good. Change is what makes things happen, right? We can't be anything more or better until we allow change to happen. Otherwise, we just stay the same and it's homogenous. So let yourself fall. No, you won't know yet what that means. This week is not a knowing week for you. Kimberly, keep your temper. Don't allow anger to rule you. Okay. So obviously there's nothing more to say necessarily about that, except that they're going to ask that your emotions be, be aware that they might be a little elevated at the moment. Yours fell on the floor. Now I got to go get it. All right. Tanya, here we go for you. Okay, Tanya, you got curiouser and curiouser. If you picked 3 at the beginning, this is saying this, doubling down for you. But basically, it's like, ask questions. Let things be weird. Let the weirdness and the undefinedness let you make some changes. Remember, we got that relationship cleanup advice at the beginning. So, maybe be curious about how things can change rather than declaring them. Okay. Janelle and Donnie. Janelle, who in the world are you anyway? Okay. So getting to know the new you. So some new integration for you as well. So this is kind of spending some time really paying attention to yourself. Like, what are you now and who are you becoming? All right. Donnie, your focus for the week is messages from the white rabbit, or messages for a rabbit, service to the animal kingdom. Okay, so this is, paying attention to your pets, paying attention to the wildlife, paying attention to signs from the animals. And wherever you can, be of service to those animals so that you may get more signs and more encouragement. Okay. Janice, happy October. It's investigate for you too. Okay. So look closely, ask questions, and think before asking. Okay. So don't make any assumptions. Don't micromanage things. Don't feel like you're 100% in charge of what's going on. Just ask lots of questions. And maybe this week, don't let things be declared or decided. Okay. No commitments necessarily if you can avoid it. Heidi, you're becoming braver. Look at that. Resilience, experience, growing stronger, fresh perspective. Still at the beginning of the story, but she's in weird land now. She's like, okay, I don't know where I am, but I'm going to start walking. I'm going to start exploring. I'm here. I might as well figure this out. That's what this card is. Okay. You're here. Might as well figure it out. All right. Blossoming Lotus. You've got changed in the night as well. You have changed quickly. Now it's time to integrate and also check in with those relationships that may not be serving you, especially those that are made from a place of maybe misguided connections that maybe are changing now. Okay. Crystal, you've got forget who you are. Conditioning falls away, memory no longer defines you. So this is not using the past to define you. Really check in with that ego. The labels you've used in the past maybe aren't relevant. Okay. Christy, you've got managed to be glad everything that's happened is okay and good. And some of the stuff may not be comfortable, but it's still for us. Okay. All right. Kira, your focus for the week is nonsense. It's time to talk sense. Okay. So this is the point of the story where she is noticing everybody's crazy around her, and she has been participating in the crazy, and she's done. So she just starts saying, I'm not going to participate in the crazy. So this week, don't participate in the crazy. Then you're going to be focusing on no need to fear. Okay. Remember how powerful you are. So don't have any worries this week. You have all the power you need to execute what you need to execute. Okay. Kalina, never jam today. Okay, so this is that card that says promises that never come. This is the ifs and wins. I'll be happy when. I'll be happy if this happens. I'll be, I'll make this agreement with myself that this will happen. Well, it doesn't necessarily work out that way. So, all right. Natalie, you're working on keeping up. Okay, so I feel like this is a message you've also got from a different deck recently. So this is immense effort and advance. This is like time to put the work in. It's a goal space right now. And even though the relationship space is being asked to trim away, that abundance card is asking you to focus on what do you actually want and putting some effort into those goals. Okay. Robin, Jordan, Austin. Robin, impossible things are going on. Work through the disbelief. Imaginative leaps, fresh perspective. We've been cleaning out a closet. We just found an old iPod Touch that was my child's. Can you imagine if we would have told our parents in the 80s that their grandkids would have iPod Touches? Yeah, no, everything has to be imaginative. It has to be explored. It has to be crazy weird. So let yourself get there. Okay. Jordan, you are belonging to your own dream. Create your own life. Okay. So this week is a week to go inward, meditate, draw, journal, do the things that make you inspired. Okay. Austin, you're going to be working on believe and strange encounters. Okay. So the unicorn is basically like, hey, I didn't know there was such thing as a unicorn. The unicorn's like, I didn't know there was such thing as you. and they kind of agree to believe in each other since they've now met each other, if that makes sense. So this is about having some belief in yourself and things that maybe you haven't had belief in the past, that kind of thing. Okay. All right, Michelle. Okay, third time's a charm for you guys. When we get the threes, that means this card is for all of us. This is a warning not to be in the it'll happen someday. Don't be stuck in the some days. Give yourself now whatever pleasures make sense to give, and don't be in scarcity mindset this week, okay? That message is for you, Michelle, but also everyone. Courtney, you're working on leading the way, being the leader, showing others how it's done. You can help. This week, you can use your leadership skills, okay? So be the leader. If you're looking around going, where's the leader? Right there. All right, Carrie, you are keeping up too. So put in some work this week, okay? So put some work in on your goals. Know that it may feel like a lot of effort, may feel really hard, but you guys are saying this is a week to put that in, okay? Erin, you're focusing on waking up. It's your moment. Time to notice and see and watch the signs and be open to everything that's going on. I mean, what more can I say? Astrid, nonsense for you too. Stop playing in the nonsense. Stop listening to crazy people tell you things that aren't true. Okay, just give yourself a moment to just be like, shh. All those relationships could get a little clearer, right? Okay. Eat 100 foods, Bahar and Reese. Karen, you got uncertainty. Choose who you will become. So now is a time where it's not defined. There's things open, and that's totally okay, because the uncertainty comes where you can make the changes, the biggest changes. Okay. Bahar, set your course. So like Eli, you're being asked to know where you want to go. Have a plan, the right direction. If you're floundering, it's maybe because you haven't made any of your own truths declared or your own intentions known. So you can say what you want. It's okay. Reese, you're becoming braver. Resilience, experience, growing stronger, fresh perspective. You're going to find some new strength this week. So that's really nice. Kelly, law is not justice. Rules that are just not fair. All right. This card is like when I think I told you guys that my kid's car got stolen off the road by the towing company. And there is literally nothing you can do about it. The towing company has all the rights. They get to charge you $300 to give you your stolen car back. We've done everything we could think to do to get that balanced out and be fair, but it's not working out. And this is kind of what I'm getting for you, Kelly. This week is a week where you may be feeling really justice oriented, and it's just still not going to make sense, unfortunately. Sorry. Lisa. Okay, third time's the charm for the change in the night. Okay, so everybody, we have all been changed in the night. No kidding, right? The pandemic and all the other things that have gone on. So change in the night, let yourself integrate this week. What are those changes? Maybe make some notes on those changes. Maybe go back and see where old versions of you were still hiding. Like when we were cleaning out the closet, we were doing it for to kind of upgrade. We don't have little kids anymore, and this closet's full of games and toys and all these things. And it's like, okay, that's not us anymore. Time to upgrade that closet. You're getting the same thing, kind of like update, give yourself some refresh. Okay. Maria, I finally made it to the bottom of the list here, you guys. And there's still some of you, but down there, I see you. I'm coming. Maria, you are growing up. Aw. You're growing up, wanting to grow and experience rejection of perpetual youth. Yeah, this is like when somebody needs to say all the time, I'm a grown up. Okay, then be one. So this week you're being asked to just be the one who, kind of is more of a mature approach, a little more grounded this week. Okay. Andrea, you're leading the way too. Of course you are. Be the leader. Show others the way. You can help others. Good week to use your leadership skills. Good week to actually flex them, make plans for them, offer them up to whomever you can. Okay. All right, Jess, finally got to you. Thanks for hanging out. You are painting the roses red this week, covering up errors. So this is a warning just to kind of know that some errors just require you to accept that, yep, that was an error. Yep, I shouldn't have done it that way. Okay, I'm going to accept responsibility, and then I'm going to move from there. Okay, so this week is an accepting responsibility week for you. Okay, Danya, hopefully you're still hanging out with me too. Here's yours. Find the lesson. Okay, discover the purpose in a situation. Trust that you are learning. Okay, the thing about this too is that, sometimes the lessons are rough and sometimes they don't feel good. And sometimes the people who are teaching the lessons are the ones we're really having the most difficulty with. So this is just a little bit of a heads up that's how it's going to feel this week. And it's okay to let yourself kind of just be curious, like, why did I attract this in my life? Okay, Ashley, we are all mad here. Everyone is a little different. Okay, so yes, we all know that, right? Yeah, if you want to give yourself a little, it's madness, just kind of laugh it off. Notice this week you're going to be around it, in it, and it's just kind of like a week to just kind of clean up relationships where you can. Okay, because I'm coming down the list, so I see Clara, Deanna, Priyanka. Okay, you guys, I'm coming. Almost there. All right, Denise, you got follow your own good advice. Okay, trust yourself, knowing what is best for you. You've got the answers first. You can gather all the opinions and advice, but at the end of the day, it's your life, it's your home, it's your family, it's your whatever, right? So give yourself space to trust yourself and give yourself the authority over yourself first and not let anybody take that from you. Okay. Okay, this week for you, Deanna, you are focusing on becoming braver, which is 3rd time's the charm. We're all becoming braver now. Okay, thank you for bringing that in for us. Okay, so this is resilience and us being like, okay, we're changed in the night, right? We are being asked to kind of notice where we're integrating in our stuff and cleaning up our relationships and being braver to do so, setting boundaries. All right. Safari Spirit, here is yours, impossible things. This is working with through disbelief, imaginative, and fresh perspective. So this is going to be a little bit more of a time for you to be aware that you are not necessarily going to even be able to dream up what's going to happen next. So let that kind of social conditioning come away and let yourself be curious. Okay. All right. Priyanka, your focus for the week. That's what we're doing today, okay, is such a curious dream. This is the last card in the deck. This is the last bit coming around to an end of a cycle for you, okay? Grounding, returning to reality, and coming home. Everything that's gone on, it's time this week to kind of just integrate, ground, be aware that you are totally surrounded by non-physical energies that are helping you. And everything that's gone on is, kind of there's a seal of an ending coming, which is great because then that makes room for new beginnings. Jacqueline, so far you're at the end of my list. So I've made it to the end. I always do, almost always anyways. Some people pop in after the recording is done. But here we go. For you, Jacqueline, your focus is, manage to be glad, which is also a 3rd time as a charm one. So that means it's for all of us. Create your own happiness regardless of conditions. Okay. So yeah, everything that's happened. Yeah. You could kind of say, yeah, that's one of those things you just like, I think a lot of us are feeling this way. And this is like, but also just kind of absorbing the lessons and taking it in. Okay. All right. You are all welcome. Thank you all for the thank yous. I see them all. You guys are awesome. If you're still hanging out, I have about 1 minute, 30 seconds left. I am going to go back to reorganizing my office and doing sessions today. I hope you guys have a great week. Okay. Since we are at the beginning of October, I'm going to go ahead and do an October spread. Okay. Here we go. October. What are you promising us? Beginning of October. We've got a little bit of bliss sideways, which means, this is the triangles where the relationship, some of the stuff is a little crunchy. It's not exactly the way we want. There's opportunities for bliss, but not necessarily all the way here yet. The focus of the month, though, is gratitude, okay? See the gift in all those relationships. The triangles very much represents relationships and being balanced in those relationships and giving and receiving where appropriate, okay? So when you can be in gratitude this month is when you can be in alignment with October's beneficial energies. Into the month, you are going to start to feel generous just in time for our, at least in the US, of gift giving seasons, generosity, right? All right. So just be aware that at the end of the month, you're going to feel a lot more generous, probably because you balance out those relationships and made them a little bit easier to kind of soften. Okay. All right, you guys. So I am grateful for all of you to be attending. I will see you in a week, and we are done for now. Okay, bye.